At what point one can become the real estate professional? How long does it take for someone to become a real estate professional, even if they are doing a W-2 job? I mean, what is the progression? I know, some people just quit their job, they can become the real estate professional because they don't have W-2, but most of the folks we are talking about here have W-2 jobs.
Right.
And what are the better ways? What are the ways they can become real estate professionals?
Right. So let me start with this. So the first thing is the IRS considers a full-time job 2,080 hours. So that's their benchmark. It's about 40 hours per week, right? So in order to qualify again, you need to spend more than 50% of your total working time. And it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to qualify when you have a full-time job, because in order to do that, in order to prove to the IRS that that you actually did work more than 50% of the time, you'd have to work 2,081 hours in the real estate business on top of your full-time job. So you're talking about 81 hours per week of work for 52 weeks, and the IRS typically is not going to agree with you there. In fact, the real estate professional status is one of the most highly litigated portions of the tax code, with over 500 tax court cases. And in all but one tax court case did one person who had a W-2 job, a full-time W-2 job, qualify. And that was an interesting case because the person in question was a pilot, and they were able to prove that they only worked like 1,180 hours per week, I think was the number, somewhere around there, and that they did spend more than half their total working time in real estate. So that was the one instance they were able to kind of get away with that. But in 9 out of 10 times, or more than that, frankly, you're not going to be able to do it when you have a W-2 job. But what you can do is, if your spouse, say you have a spouse and your spouse is working part-time, or your spouse does not work at all in a different business, then they can have some rental properties that you have maybe on the side that you manage. And if they can qualify as a real estate professional, well, because you're married, when you file your tax return, if you file married filing joint, well, then you both are going to be real estate professionals. So there's one strategy where one spouse, say, maybe has a high-tech job, a high income from that high-tech job, and this actually happens all the time. So, and then their spouse is able to, manage a small portfolio of rental properties, qualify as a real estate professional, and then use the losses from those rental properties against the high-tech income, and reduce their tax liability in some cases by tens of thousands of dollars. So that is one way to do it, to have your spouse qualify.
Awesome. That's a very good tip, and it's all legal, guys. I mean, it's not like. And so basically what I heard, Tom, is it is very difficult for a W-2 person who is working 40 hours a week to get a RPS status, real estate professional status.
Right.
However, there could be a scenario where your spouse may be working part-time and she may qualify for real estate professional easily, either working part-time or she's a homemaker, but she can qualify for real estate professional. And that way, the whole income of the family,
right,
whole active income of the family is available for if there are losses from the real estate business due to depreciation.
Right, 100%.